Alright, so we're here today to show you guys how to clean the IWATA LPH-80. We've been getting a lot of questions about it, so we want to go ahead and make sure you guys understand how to clean the spray gun. So what we're going to do is start out with removing any of the excessive coating out of the spray gun. We're just going to give it a rinse, and then we're going to go ahead and disassemble the gun, and then show you guys how to clean each of the individual parts. So what we're going to do is go ahead and remove the fluid cap. And we're going to be using acetone today to rinse out any of the excessive coating. So basically you just want to go ahead and rinse around the bowl, getting the excessive coating off the sides, and then go ahead and turn it upside down and then back flush that to help remove any of the coating. And what you're going to be doing is doing that until it starts to come out clear. Once it starts to come out clear, you can go ahead and open up the fluid knob, depress the trigger, and go ahead and put a little bit more acetone in there and have it flowing through until it comes out clear. Once it's clear, then we can go ahead and disassemble the gun. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and remove the fluid bowl now. Go ahead and grab a paper towel, fold that up, go ahead and get a little acetone on there. Make sure we wipe out the bowl. Make sure we have no coating coming through there. Then what we're going to do next is grab one of our brushes from the IWATA spray gun cleaning kit, and we're going to go ahead and run that in this orifice here and make sure there's no coating down inside of there. Okay, after that we can go ahead and put the cap back on and set that aside. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and start disassembling the spray gun itself. So just a quick run over on the controls on this. We have an air pressure adjustment knob down here, our fluid knob up here, and fan pattern right here. Two-stage trigger, so air first and then fluid. That's about all the controls on the spray gun. After that, we're going to go ahead and remove the air cap retainer and the air cap. Now we've had a few people call in and say that they did get the wrong spray gun. On the air cap it does state LPH-50-E2. The gun is an LPH-80. This air cap works for either the LPH-50 or the 80. So don't be concerned with that, it's completely normal. It works for either gun. Okay, next we're going to remove the fluid knob and the spring. Be careful not to lose the spring, it's under tension. And then we can go ahead and use the trigger to start to remove the needle. The needle itself is very fragile, so be careful not to drop it or bend it. And then next we're going to be removing the fluid nozzle. Okay, that's as far as you're going to take the spray gun apart for cleaning. Do keep in mind the fluid nozzle and the fluid needle are a match set. They wear together. So if one of those gets damaged, make sure you replace both of those in a pair. Do not want to just replace one. As they start to wear together, it will no longer seat or seal, and you'll have dripping fluid coming out of the spray gun. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with cleaning the air cap retainer. We do have these threads in here. Sometimes you'll get fluid down in there. We just want to make sure that those threads are going to work correctly. So what we're going to do is just take our brush here from the IWATA cleaning kit, get a little bit of acetone on that retainer, and just go ahead and brush out those threads. And then go ahead and use a shop towel just to make sure we're not seeing any coating coming off. Okay, pretty simple. Next we're going to move on the air cap. So with this IWATA spray gun cleaning kit, we have different size tip cleaners that are specific for the air cap orifices, as well as the fluid nozzle orifices as well. With the LPH-80, you have several different tip sizes, anything from a 0.4 millimeter all the way up to a 1.2. So you have all those sizes provided here in the kit, so that if you ever get a clog or debris inside of there, you can go ahead and get that open. It is a very small tip, so be careful not to bend or break it. You want to make sure that goes in and out nice and easy, that way there's no clogs. And then you also want to verify that each one of the air holes on the side are clean and clear as well. You can do that by holding it up to a light and making sure you see light through all of those. Otherwise you can go ahead and use the proper tip to go ahead and get those holes opened up again. It's not common for those to get clogged because it's supposed to just be air coming through there. Still just a good idea to check. Okay. Next, we're going to go ahead and clean the needle. With the needle, what we're going to do is get a little acetone on a towel, and we're going to wipe away from ourselves so we don't stab ourselves on that sharp needle point. Just light pressure, and then at the very end we can go ahead and pinch it and just spin that needle. And then after that, we're going to put the needle up against our glove to make sure that there's no coating on there so you can actually focus on it. Otherwise you kind of go cross-eyed looking at it. Okay. Then the fluid nozzle itself, like I said, we're going to go ahead and plunge that from inside out. Make sure that's clean and clear. And then we can go ahead and use the brushes from the spray gun cleaning kit to go ahead and clean inside of there as well. And we're going to go ahead and close that down on the paper towel again to see if it comes up with any material on there, and it's clean, so we're good. Then after that, the spray gun body itself, we've seen a lot of issues where this air hole right here will get clogged, so do keep in mind that you can run this brush down that and just make sure that's nice and clean and clear. Sometimes when you get this gun apart, you have too much fluid left over, and that will work its way into that air hole, and then you'll end up with bad air for either atomizing pressure and or the fan pattern control. Okay. The next one you want to work on is the needle packing. So back here as you're bushing, you only have fluid flowing from here out through here, but there is a seal right here, and you want to make sure when you're cleaning it that you're brushing that seal so that it's getting clean, so it does not dry out or get brittle, so it lasts for a long time. Okay, then you'd want to go ahead and just run acetone through both sides of the spray gun using the larger brushes from the kit to get all the way down to the deepest part of it, and then getting those threads that are down inside of this for the fluid nozzle. After you get done cleaning, again go ahead and verify that you have no fluid or material on the paper towel after cleaning. And then if you have any excessive overspray, please use acetone in the brush. This will not damage the finish on the spray gun, but it'll do a good job of getting into the nooks and crannies for removing any dried overspray on the spray gun. If you have anything that's really excessive, you can use 4/0 steel wool for dried overspray that you may have missed during the cleaning operation. This will help bring that shine back out of the IWATA. It'll make it look pretty for a long time. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this spray gun back together now that it's clean. So what we're going to do is start with picking up the gun body, and we're going to insert the fluid nozzle. It's very important that you put the fluid nozzle in before the needle. You do not want to leave the needle protruding without anything stabilizing it. If you were to drop it, you're leaving that fine tip exposed, and more than likely you will damage that tip, and that's not a fun day by any means. When installing this fluid nozzle, you want to make sure that it's got a good snug tightness to it. It doesn't need to be over tightened, but if it is too loose, you'll get back pressure, and it'll actually blow fluid out through the bowl and potentially blow the cap off. So it's pretty dangerous. So we want to go ahead and make sure to get that nice and snug. If you guys ever feel any back burbling in the cup, more than likely this did not get tightened enough, so go ahead. We're going to just loosen it really quickly, and then go ahead and give it a good snug back down, and that'll reseat it and get you a good seal. Okay. After that, we're going to go ahead and insert the needle. Again, light pressure, be careful with it, it is fragile. Then we're going to go ahead and put the spring in, and then the fluid knob under pressure, and then until you can get it thread started. And then to figure out what is wide open on the spray gun, you're going to go ahead and depress the trigger all the way, and then you're going to turn this knob in until it stops. That's wide open. After that, you're going to see my finger start to move forward as I start to turn off the material until it's all the way closed. Okay, now all we have is air and no fluid. Next, we're going to go ahead and install the air cap and the air cap retainer. Depending on the parts, typically if they're racked vertically, you're going to want to run a horizontal fan pattern. If they are racked horizontally, you're going to want to run a vertical fan pattern. Okay. Next, we'll install the fluid bowl and give that a good snug, and it's ready for use. So we have the IWATA spray gun maintenance kit here. This is specific for our LPH-80s that we recommend for Cerakote applications. This has everything you need to either keep your IWATA running good or to help get it cleaned after it may need some repairs. Yeah, all of the supplies and equipment here in this video today can be found at cerakote.com. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.